Grab your remote controls, Wargamers, because today Mr. Wargaming is taking you on a journey south of the Tragoth River with another attempt at beating the unbeatable, nigh unbeatable Barbarian Prince solo adventure game. Bit of a tropical storm blowing through the House of Wargaming here tonight. Hopefully the rain and the wind isn't too distracting. As we move forward, this is my fourth attempt at beating this nigh unbeatable game. And at this point, I think you've got the idea of how movement and encumbrance and exploration, how all of these charts work. But we've struggled a bit in the early stages of the game. In the last couple of games, I got eaten by wolves right up near the Tragoth River. Instead of showing you over and over and over all of those losses, I think what we're going to do to save some time is get down to where the good stuff is. And I'm going to go ahead and start fast-forwarding some of those overland journeys. But I don't want you to get the impression that I'm not playing this game legitimately. So what I'm going to do is show you my turn sequence and fast forward. I'm still going to record everything, record the dice rolls. But when I edit this at the end of the day, I'm going to fast forward that until we get to the interesting stuff, until we get to something like Huldra Castle or, some of these ruins. There's also a couple of temples here. I think there's a woodland temple somewhere in this area. There it is, Branwyn's, kind of like a druid's grove. So when we get to those, we'll slow it back down to real time. But for now, we got to get this game started. And that means we need to find out what this version of Cal Arath's wits are. Oh boy, they're going to make me earn it today. We also need to find out how much gold he starts with. And on our gold chart, he starts with a wealth code of 2. And that roll of 2 means he has all of 1 gold piece to his name. The last thing we need to do to start the game is figure out where he starts. And with a 4, we'll be starting in Hex 1301, which is this little bit of obnoxiousness right here. Wait, is that right? Yeah, that's the one. You can just see his feet for right now. It is day 1. Oh, and hey, so you can keep track and keep me honest, you're going to be able to see this time tracker go right on down the line. Unlike previous games, we're going to go ahead and move to the forest first. We're going to go ahead and fast forward past all of this preliminary stuff. By now, I've shown you enough videos. You understand how the concept works about getting lost and having encounters and you wanting to roll low on pretty much all these dice rolls. And you can already see there's a couple of 11s and 12s come up. As you watch the day counter in the upper left-hand corner, what you'll notice is that it keeps moving and my boy does not. Unfortunately, Cal does have a bit of an altercation with the usurper's guards here, in which he has to run away. Well, actually, he hides, and he manages to do it, which is impressive, given his wits score of 2. But after almost 4 days, he finally gets across the Tragoth River. Now, he doesn't actually get to move for a while yet. He keeps hunting and gathering up more food. A little penny there marks a cachet, just in case it becomes important later. And here we have the first of, again, we're lost, and it's almost a full week, and poor old Cal, old Lieutenant Cal, can't find his butt with both hands and a flashlight. Still hasn't found a treasure map or anything of that sort, so we're a week in, and it looks like I forgot to advance the week counter, but that's all right. We'll pick it up later. We get our first encounter, and this one's going to be a bit of a tough one. It's going to be with a mercenary band, couple of guards from the usurper who have crossed south to check one last chance to try and catch the old Barbarian Prince, and we roll to see what's going to happen here, and fortunately, the two of them are pretty tough. This is not the kind of fight you want to have. We check for a surprise. And check some rules here. So there we go. We got to fight him. We gotta fight him, and this is what I didn't want this video to be. Is point of fact, what we're trying to do is get down to one of the castles. There are 3 castles down near the bottom, 1 in the center and 2 near the bottom of the map. Actually, I shouldn't say near; they're right at the bottom of the map. That's where things get interesting. So if you want to just go ahead and cut to about the 11.5-minute mark and skip past all this preliminary stuff, that's fine. But in the meantime, for those of you that are still here, the combats essentially devolve into rolling 2d6 for me, rolling 2d6 for them, rolling 2d6 for me, rolling 2d6 for them. And it's pretty impressive, actually, with some pretty good rolls here. Cal manages to defeat 2 mounted men, and I'm not entirely sure if I miss something at this point, if mounted men get a +1 to their roll or what have you. But at the end of the day, I said, hey, Cal just killed 2 mounted men. Now he gets a couple of pack horses. And because this is, and then we get a little bit of gold. It's like 42 gold here, which comes in handy a little bit later. It does make things easier when you pass through settlements, when you hit the castle. It does mean one less thing. And of course, the other good news is it puts us about 40 gold closer to our goal of 500. Conceivably, you could just wander around killing things until you find enough gold, but that's kind of a long shot. I don't think you have enough hope of killing enough things that have treasure, as you'll see here momentarily. A lot of the things that you encounter don't have any treasure. Like this guy here. Oh, what do we got here? Well, those 2 mercenaries, I actually looked at the wrong chart, but it was the same result regardless of what you rolled. So this time we're going to roll in. It looks like, oh, hey, guess what? We're still lost. I mean, we're now like 2 full weeks into this thing, and old Cal still hasn't gone more than a couple of hexes. This time around, so there we go. Still lost. Still looking to find our way through the forest. And in a fairly short space there, hey, look at that. He's moving. It's about time. Now it's time to go hunting. And like I said, hey, we did it right. So this time we come up with giant spiders. So the children of Ungoliant are now coming after poor old Cal. And they catch him in webs. And they get to attack. Do they attack first? No, he manages to get the drop on them, which is good. Because there's only 2 of them. Low rolls are good in this case. They're fairly weak. They don't have a whole lot of endurance or hit points. Unfortunately, every wound they do reduces your endurance by 1 permanently. You can't heal just by resting. That was one of the things we did after the last fight. We rested for 3 days. So these fights, you can take a couple of damage. You rest for a couple of days. You can't hunt, but if you got a little bit of food, you go right back up to max endurance. After we kill these 2 spiders, they go squish. Fortunately, they only managed to do 1 damage to Cal. So for the rest of the game, poor old Cal is operating at an 8 endurance, which affects his hunting and other things. It's all right. It's all right. If you find a healing potion, or sometimes the priests in the temples can heal you up. And hey, look at that. We get another encounter. And this time around, it's going to be a giant cat. Now, the problem with the giant cats are that, again, combat 6, 4 hit points, not particularly strong, but they automatically get the drop on you. And that means they get the first 2 attacks. That's rough, because they're attacking full health, and this cat kind of tears me up. Now, if you have a party with you, they will attack the same person. They'll attack a random person. They'll just attack until they kill them, and then they basically drag them off into the woods, or into the countryside, or into the hills, wherever you're at. It's just me, so they come after me. I suppose I could have had them attack one of my horses, but it just didn't seem right at this point. So we go ahead and kill that giant cat, and now we are ready to move on. And the big choice that the player faces here is whether he's going to have to swing around through the desert there, that big yellow patch, or cut across the mountains. In both cases, you can't hunt, and there's no fodder. Oh, I should have mentioned that. The fodder means, in some cases, like in the mountains and the desert, you need to pack food for your mounts. Don't have to worry about that in the woods, in the countryside. That will be an issue later. The real difference is when you go through the desert, it takes double rations. So each of those horses, and oh, hey, look, I got jumped by another cat. That's right, before I got here, another cat. So we killed the ghost, and now old Cal Valkilmer Arath has to kill the darkness. Same thing, cat gets the jump. Cat gets 2 free strikes, to no avail. Hits Cal like once or twice, and that means a little more sleeping. As you can see, we did fix the day counter. We're back up to 3 weeks.
5 hexes in almost 3 weeks. We're moving like lightning now. So it's time to cross the mountains, and we've got 15 food. We've got 2 horses, so every day that we spend in the mountains is going to cost 5 food. They cost 2 food to feed, obviously. And as you can see here, we spent the first day, and then look, we get lost. And I think this is like our 5th time getting lost. So, okay, no problem. We go there. And the next day it looks like, we got heavy rains. Okay, so we have to spend a 3rd day in the mountains. And on this 2nd day, that's a bad sign. That day, now it looks like, this is not good. This is not good. That 5 means that one of my, rolled 2 dice, that 6 that you see there means one of my pack horses catches pneumonia and dies. So I had planned on being able to be able to move 2 hexes per turn with these horses and carry 40 food, or, gold and up to 40 food. Yeah, now I got to choose between moving slow and not carrying a lot of food, and I'm actually starving. It takes me another day or 2. So I think we're up to like 7 days that I've been lost. So out of the 3 weeks, I've spent 1 full week resting, 1 full week lost, and then I've only been able to move for 1 week. But if I can just make it to that road, that's what we're looking for. I've fought 4 things, and then, hey, look, it's more heavy rains. And looks like old Cal comes down with pneumonia, and that's a problem. So that cost me a health, and that's going to cost me a couple of more days as I recover from being sick. Can't hunt, can't do anything else, running out of food. I got to get to the castle. And here we go. Now that I'm on the road, I don't have to worry about getting lost anymore. You can just follow that road south. We got to decide, we want to go in the village? We want to go in the village. Villages are boring. And really, I need to go talk to old Baron Huldra.
You know what? Bear in mind, I wonder how much food I can take with me with the mount. It's me for 20. I can only take 10 food. 10 is my max. I'm going to slide that back down. That's fine. I could probably leave a cache somewhere around there, but whatever. The day is right. I've got 8 hit points. I'm going to try to, I don't get lost, so I move into... We have a couple of extra options here. Huldra Castle. It's going to cost us 1 gold piece to hang out here. The first thing I want to do is seek news and information. And you can do 1 of these per day. And let's go ahead and give seeking news and information. We can also seek to hire followers or find an audience with a local lord. Why don't we go ahead and try that first? I want to talk to the Baron, see if maybe I can find an ally. So we go to R211, and that is seeking an audience. This is a daily action now. I'm going to try to find an audience with the local hall or court. Okay, for an interview, roll 2 dice and consult the appropriate table below. Now, you can find items up here that will give you bonuses here, right? But for now, it's just a straight 2d6. And on an 8, I was refused. Okay. That's fine. Could have been worse. We're going to go up 1, and our gold goes down by 1. So now we're down to 41. I have to buy a room, and I'm going to eat 1 of my food, and that ends the day. So we go up to day 7. Well, that was a little weird. So why don't we spend the next day looking for information? And where's my information table? So same thing. So in this time, maybe there's something going on here. Spend the day in Tavern Street, etc. Roll 2 dice. If you spend 5 or more gold pieces, add +1. And if you rolled a wit, you can add another 1. Oh, that would be helpful. I'm going to go ahead and spend the 5 gold. So that 6 becomes a 7. I discovered cheaper lodgings, and I pay half normal price in this hex. Well, that's great. I guess that means I can stay 2 days for 1 gold. But remember, I have to drop my gold down. Let me go ahead and shift this over so we can track the good stuff here. I was at 40 on the nose. Now I'm at 35, and then 1 gold for 2 nights. Okay, so that's it. Oh, no, it's not. I have to provide fodder for my mount for the first day, the second day, and now we're on to the 5th week, and there's something else we can do. And I don't want to hire a follower yet. I still want to try to talk to the Baron. I say, Baron Huldra, come out and play. Straight D6, straight 2D6. And on a 12, oh, we got an audience is permitted. So we go to E156. That's a wonderful event. I think. Generally, the higher numbers are going to be good on those tables. So I'm optimistic. Audience with the town. Wait a minute, that's not right, because this is a unique place. Seeking an audience with the Baron. Oh, I rolled on the wrong chart. I guess, okay, let's do this. Add +1 to your dice. Okay, the Baron does not like wizards. If I dismiss a wizard in my party to take... Oh, no, he loves them. If I have a wizard in my party, if I meet one in a wizard's abode or a wizard's tower and he journeys with me, then I can say, hey, wizard, go help Baron Holder. I get a +1. Either way, I found favor in the eyes of the Baron today. I think that 8 should have been the master of the household. That would have been better than nothing. So, I guess I'm playing it conservative. I'm playing this on nightmare mode. For today, I found favor in the eyes of the Baron. Let's see what that E151 means. You gain an audience and are heard favorably. Your entire party is given food and lodging free. Tomorrow you're given a gift of gold. Roll 1 die and multiply by 100 for the amount, plus an escort of cavalry that remains with you during the day you leave the hex. They're so strong you automatically defeat and kill anything you meet in combat without using normal combat procedure. Okay, good. So we could almost win the game right here. If I roll a 5 or a 6, 600. You gotta be kidding. This is incredible. Now, I haven't won the game yet. All right, I gotta go. You see, I hand wrote the 6 up here, 600. But I got what I need. Now the trick is I gotta get back across the Tragoth River within, I don't think did I move this up? Let's go ahead and do that. Playing on nightmare mode, right? I still have 5 weeks to get north of the river, and I get a little boost because the Baron's men are going to help me. Love it. I think I have time. So I'm going to use my mount as a pack animal now. I have 6 loads worth of gold. Actually 7, because it's 6 plus a few. So I can only take 4 food with me if I ride the horse. But if I walk, then I can take a lot more food, and that's going to be important for getting across some of this dangerous stuff here. That said, you know what I'll do? I'll go down to a food supply of 4 for now. No, 3. Let's call it 3. I'm on the 2nd day. No, I don't think I am. I think that stays there. So I can move 2 hexes today. And then when I lose my escort, because I really want to boogie as fast as I can back up north. They're going to escort me 1-2 hexes, and we would defeat anything we encounter. Let's see if we encounter anything in that road hex. We do not. In the 2nd hex, I got a 9, which is an event on the road. We roll our standard down and over. 5-1 is a traveling minstrel. So we kill him. I'm kidding, of course. So this traveling minstrel is going to be E049. Let's take a look at that guy. E049 is a... where are you, minstrel? What kind of clown show are you running here? Well, there we go. Traveling minstrel. You meet a musician. You can ignore him or invite him to dinner. Give him some food. But if fed, he'll sing a tale that night that prevents any of your party from deserting. After the songs and the meal, you may start a conversation if you wish. If he ends up joining your party, his ability to prevent desertions can be used once more. Let's see. You know what? If fed, he'll sing a tale. Yeah, I'll feed him. So that's 2 food. I mean, I can hunt too, right? Say, hang tight here, clown shoes. I'll see if I find any food. And with 8, 12, I found 2 food. Okay, good. So I'm there. The horse can eat fodder. And we have an additional event, E341. What an amusing and wonderful tale about the time that Cal Arath reclaimed his throne, right? Where? There is no E341. What did I do wrong here? I got it. It's not event 341. It's rule 341. So this conversation takes place, and it takes a good deal of time, which means I can't travel. Well, it's done anyway. Any other daily action? Oh, boy. That means I can't hunt. That means I only have 2 food. Then we roll on this table, and we get a 10, and it says, characters down on his luck, looking for a turn in fortunes. See rule 336. You try to talk the character into joining your party. Roll 1 die. If, let's see, if your wit and wiles exceeds the roll, which it doesn't, they leave, and the event ends. So, no combat. No nothing. Just a fine night of wit, wisdom, clown shoes, and song. And maybe now he can tell the saga of Kalarath beating this game. Oh, this might be the one. It turns out Lieutenant Cal might be the winner. I don't want to jinx it. Day 2 dawns. And I get to move 2 hexes. So there is no event in the first hex, and I'm checking on the road, and there's no event. The second hex puts me into a village. I am loaded with gold. So I don't have much to worry about here. Because I'm ending in a village, I can... let me check something here. There's costs associated with this. Okay, so I can buy food for 1 gold and lodging for 1 gold. That's both for me and my mount. So my food, so my coin count goes down. I only have 600 and, 30 now. I'm at 630. And I've lodged them, and we go up to day 3. Now I can do stuff in town, but I don't want to. Not today. Too much risk of bad stuff happening. Instead, I'm going to set off across country, and I'm looking for the safest route. So I'm going to head straight up here, trying to avoid all mountains, trying to avoid all deserts. Those are bad places. No swamps. None of those are any good. I am, however, going to go ahead and buy. Now, remember, I can carry 3 food with me, so I'm going to go ahead and trade a gold for a food. And so I'm setting out with 3 food. And my first, trying not to get lost, is in the countryside, and I don't. And then I roll for an encounter, and I don't have an encounter. So my second hex is trying to get out of the countryside, lost on a 9+, which I don't, and I enter these woods. And in the woods, I have an event on a 9, so nothing happens. It's the end of the day. I'm going to try to hunt. And I think, let's see, 8, 12, nope, I don't find any food. So I have to feed me. But in the forest, I have fodder. So that's it. We go up to day 4. And in the forest, I get lost, so I can't go any further today. And there is no encounter, but I can hunt. That dog will hunt. 5, so that's 8, 12, 5. I got 7 food, and I'm going to laugh if this is the difference between victory and defeat. Remember, I got like 7 food up there. So I get 7 food. I think I'm going to go ahead and get off my mount, because I want to take that food with me. Wait, why would I do that? I can take 1 food, I can eat 1, and I'm all set. I got 3 days. I'm good. Let's take our time. It's day 5. I got a whole month. I'm still stuck in the woods.
We're going to go ahead and kick back to fast forwarding to spare you the gruesome details of this slog up to the north. We do encounter some bad going. If this is the first hex of the day, it stops us for the day. If it's the second hex, it means we don't get to go anywhere the next day. So if you see that day counter going up, 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 up. Now, it says 6 right here. I think it's supposed to be closer to 7 or 8. And we kind of reflect that change there. We get lost. We get more bad going. So really, even with the mount, the good news with the mount is that we can carry 3 food, all our gold, and me. So we have a potential for moving 2 hexes in a day, even if it never actually happens. And then, after this bad going event, we reach the last hex before the Tragoth River. And 3 times we fail to cross it. So another 3 days roll by, and that puts us up to where we're going to kick it back to normal speed.
We are this close to winning the game. We just need to get across the Tragoth River, I think. So I'm going to treat it straight. I'm trying to get out of these woods. First I'm crossing the river, which I do. Oh, you know, and I think it's the 8th week. Let's just say it's the 8th week. That's fine. So I get across the river. Now I'm trying to find my way out of the woods, which I do. That happens on a 8+. Okay, so I think that's it. I think I just won. The problem is, not only does that feel a little bit anticlimactic, but I can't find anywhere specifically in the rules where it says, if you get 500 gold pieces and get over the river, you've won the game. This is what it tells you. You must collect 500 gold pieces if you can't return in 10 weeks. If you finish actions for a day, well, I did that. The guardsman may find you. Well, does that happen if I have the 500 gold? I can't find anywhere it says. This seems like a pretty big omission to me. Let's take a look at how to play. The game continues until you are killed. Yeah, we've seen that a number of times. Or 70 days elapse if you haven't won after 70 days. What are the actual victory conditions? I'm a rules guy. I need to know. Do I need to get off the map board? You know what? I'm not going to stress about it. I'm calling this a victory. I wandered through spiders and cats and more cats. I had to fight my way past bandits to get to Baron Huldra. I had to get through a mime show on my way back north. I got my monies and I got back over the river and I threw the usurper off of my father's throne. I paid off the foreign mercenaries. I suffered through disease and hunger and bad weather and more bad weather, and I beat Barbarian Prince, and you saw it happen here almost live. Thanks for coming along with me on the journey. We're going to pack this game away for a little while. There's still a lot more fun stuff. There's goblin keeps, there's orcs, there's tons of specters, there's all kinds of abandoned mines to explore. There's temples to see, dragons to fight, more friends to make, wizards, priests, all kinds of fun stuff. If you're bored, if you're up for some solo adventure games, you can't do any better than Barbarian Prince. Give it a shot yourself. You'll thank me for it. See you next time. I'm praying for you.